the most wonderful time in Pat's Game Room. Welcome, everyone, to the holiday Completely Unnecessary podcast. December 21st, 2021. It's a Tuesday. That's Ian.
Hi.
In the warm den up in Buffalo.
So, yeah, this is like the most comfortable place I've ever recorded. This is the library or office. And my dad did all the woodwork in here. He's kind of crazy.
It was a carpenter, right?
I mean, he was a teacher. I mean, this was only a hobby.
Oh,
and yeah,
beautiful.
It's pretty nuts.
On the show today, we'll be talking about some deep dive gameplay videos for the Intellivision Amico. We'll be talking a little bit about NFTs. I want to do an update about NFTs because of the
do you?
Well, the comments we had from our video last week were kind of funny. So
I ignored them entirely. I knew they were going to be a mess.
We'll follow up with that a little bit, and then we're going to do a Patreon poll and a Q&A. Well, it might be a shorter one, but I got my little ears. I got it from the dollar store. I have the same as well. They're not
gonna be short
antennae, huh?
Soaking up family good vibes. I do like your antenna. They're very nice.
Antennae.
Those were dollar store purchases. Yeah.
Yes.
They look like it.
Yeah. $1.25. I went to Sacramento this past weekend. I flew to Sacramento. Boy, were my arms tired. And if you listen to the exclusive, you can learn more about that. Patreon.com/CU podcast. You want to learn more about that. I also saw Spider-Man No Way Home, Ian.
Yeah, and was it as good as you hoped it would be? It seemed like everyone who was really, really looking forward to it was extremely happy. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, I don't care about spoilers, so this is probably going to be spoilery. Okay, but yeah, go ahead and tell me what happened.
So if you don't want to be spoiled, let's see, we're at like 2.5 minutes into the podcast. You probably want to go ahead at least 10 minutes. I ain't going to talk about it for long because I did a 30-minute video review the day I saw it. The Rare Pat movie review came out, so you can watch that. But so yeah, spoilers. Fast forward 10 minutes. If you're on audio, or hit pause on your iPod in your car, scramble, get into a car accident to hit the thing. It exceeded my expectations,
which is not something I expected you to say.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was going to be bad because it's Disney making it and not shitty Sony. I understand that, but
you had issues with the first one and the second one, right?
Oh, I had major issues with the first one. I'm on record publicly. I got into arguments with my buddy Matt Muscles about I don't like Iron Lad Spider-Man. I don't like him being under Tony Stark's being a protege under his fucking foot and hero worshiping Tony Stark, because again, Peter never hero worshipped anyone. The whole point was he was overly arrogant, especially starting out, to prove himself because he's a nerd and was an outcast. And so he's like, fuck you all. I can prove myself because I have all these powers. And that's why he got into a lot of fights with like the Human Torch, specifically Johnny Storm back in the day, because he represented everything Spider-Man wasn't, like popular and all the women loved him and, you know what I mean, cool. And Peter wasn't. So like that stuff was all lost. Like they didn't have even a modicum of that in these movies at all. You know? Right. Tom Holland's character wasn't. I mean, he's a geeky sort of thing, but geek is now cool. It's like you're not really downtrodden. He's going to a school for the gifted in these ones. So it's like, you know, he doesn't have a bad life. So especially if you have Tony Stark giving you all this fucking tech, you don't have a bad life. Spider-Man is supposed to struggle. Peter's supposed to struggle. He's a working class family, you know, no money, struggling to survive in Queens, and this character is not that. But
silver spoons.
Exactly. Relying on Tony Stark tech to get you out of your trouble is belittling to the character. And that's how it's been the first couple movies, especially with all these different suits. So I'll get into. So I don't know if it was planned, but this is like a trilogy origin, basically. They took him 3 movies. Again, I don't know if it was planned, but it takes this 3rd movie for him to truly establish to me what Spider-Man sort of is. So the big thing is that, to me, is that they don't ever really address Uncle Ben in any of these movies, who I think exists. I think there's like, they reference being on our own Aunt May, and I think there's like a picture with Aunt May and an older person in one of them, or older gentleman suitor in one of them, but they never established that. So you don't ever know if Peter had that that's an integral part of his origin, is letting Uncle Ben die. That's as important to that character as it is for Batman's parents having been killed or for Superman being an alien from Krypton. You cannot take that away from the character and have it be that character anymore. I don't care. You can't. That establishes the core ideal of the character and what they stand for. So the first two movies, you haven't had that. They kind of reference that in Civil War briefly, or Spider-Man, or Peter Sheepley says, well, if you don't do the right thing, some people can get hurt. So they reference something happened, but not necessarily Ben dying. But so in this movie, what they did in a roundabout way was have Aunt May become Uncle Ben. Aunt May gets killed in this movie.
Oh, that's a big thing. Yeah.
It's big. It's big. It's big.
That's big.
It's big. You sort of see it coming, but it's still very like heartfelt and sad.
Uh-huh.
And she utters the lie. Before dying. But you don't know she's going to be dead yet. That's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like a fake. Oh, she gets hurt. It's hard. I gave Sony some shit for that last trailer because they show like a big moment where MJ is falling. Spider-Man's trying to kiss her, and I gave them shit. But like, you really could not have made a trailer for this film without spoiling much of anything. Like, you would have to spoil something. So you pick and choose what you spoil. So
you gave them shit for showing something, but it ended up not being the pinnacle piece that you thought it was going to be. It was just they had to put something in there.
Yes. So my apologies, Sony, because Sony did cut the trailer.
It was Sony that cut it.
Yeah, because it's they're distributing the movie.
Oh, right.
They're putting up most of the money for it. So that was still a big moment, which I can talk about. But like, they basically, this movie goes from Spider-Man's life being fucked, but they kind of gloss over it. My biggest fanboy moment was Charlie Cox showing up as Matt Murdock.
That's amazing. I would have lost it up for that. That would have been good.
Only like a third of the audience did, but like I went nuts because they finally established, those Netflix characters as being part of the MCU. Before it was like, are they really? And now with the Kingpin back on the Hawkeye show, they're really starting to establish them again, because the Charlie Cox playing Daredevil could be the closest or one of the best interpretations of a superhero ever. Like,
yeah, we've said it. I mean, it's fantastic. It's
a character dead on.
I'm kind of over a lot of the Marvel stuff, but I am interested in what they do with Daredevil because I did enjoy the TV show, and I will watch. I'll start watching Hawkeye. I want to see what Yoshi did, but also I can't not watch his Kingpin. It's one of the.
It's great.
D'Onofrio's Kingpin is between him and Charlie Cox's Daredevil, you have two of the best castings I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, and so they established that the best part about it is they didn't have to put that in the movie. Like, it was like a minute scene that like you could have cut that out and it would not have lost anything. They did that. Like, that was like Kevin Feige, but like, I love this character. We're going to bring him back. I'm putting this in this movie. Like, it was one of those sort of things where it's like, you didn't need it. He only had the one little scene. It was a glorified cameo, but the crowd went nuts. It was total fan service. There was a funny payoff. There was jokes with Happy and Aunt May around the table there. So it goes from that to, asking Doctor Strange to, fix my fuck up. I want to spell where everyone forgets I'm Spider-Man. Well, except for Ned and except for MJ and Aunt May. I can't tell me. So the spell gets screwed up. You think it's contained, but it then gets screwed up. And then basically the spell reverses itself. And everyone who knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man from every other universe comes into their universe. So it's kind of smart how they do it. So they bring the villains in. So when I saw the trailers and everything, I thought that most of the villains would be glorified like cameos. And they get arcs. Like, they give them arcs as much as they can between 5 different villains. So Sandman has some sort of arc, probably the weakest one, but like Electro, Jamie Foxx has an arc. Even the Lizard does a little bit, but like they got a lot more lines and screen time than I thought they would get. Alfred Molina was fucking exceptional.
Of course he was.
As Doc Ock. He was like, people went nuts when they saw him. It was almost a better version of the character than Spider-Man 2, which is, one of the best superhero movies ever.
Same guy. So if someone was going to beat it, it would be him.
But like, they give him a full arc with callbacks, and like, it's the same character. Like, they 17 years later played it like the same as that character. And then Willem Dafoe was incredible. And you didn't think that he would be the guy that would be like the main antagonist. They kept that pretty much like a secret, that like how much these villains are in this movie. They're like one-off battles. No, they're in most of the movie. And Willem Dafoe's performance was exceptional. Like, it was better than what he was 20 years ago. Like, he's
a great actor, man.
Apparently
he has a huge member too.
What's that?
Apparently he has a huge dong.
Oh, okay. All right. But he came back. He wanted to do most of his own stunts. He's 66. He doesn't look that old. He's aging. He's in great shape. Where did the huge dong thing come from? Was that?
It was going around with the recent Spider-Man stuff again. Apparently, he's been filmed nude in a number of scenes, and the directors are like, "We can't use you because people are only going to focus on the size of your wang."
Well, of course, if I got a huge dong, I want to be naked in every movie. Like let's do it.
So they use stunt cocks for Willem Dafoe that are smaller, so that it's not like such a big thing.
Literally, but
yeah.
Yeah. I was not amazed, but I was surprised how much the villains got. And then
I was worried about that. I was afraid it was going to be like a Spider-Man 3 thing, which I haven't seen. But, I mean, I was afraid it was just going to be too much. Tried to cram into. How long was the movie? 2.5
hours 15. So there's enough time to build it out. Okay. There's only like 4 set pieces in the whole movie. There's a very, very well done Dr. Octopus fight. It might be better than the Spider-Man 2 fight that's done in the highway. Then you have Spider-Man trying to get the magic box from Doctor Strange, because if he hits the button, it'll basically reset and send the villains back, which most of them go back to their deaths. And so that's why Doctor Strange is like, well, screw them. They got to get out of here. And Spider-Man's like, well, I want to give them a second chance. And that's where the great power responsibility thing comes in, because he feels responsible for their lives. He doesn't want to send them back to be killed. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of clever. I kind of get that. I kind of get it. And then, of course, the big thing is that there's like, basically, he tries to reform all the villains. It goes haywire. He's like, okay, we can think of tech to basically get you all back, like cure Green Goblin's insanity from the serum, cure electricity, cure the lizard. You know what I mean? He does the chip to Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus to put him back in control. So he becomes a protagonist for the rest of the movie, Dr. Octopus. He helps them out.
Oh,
like, this is cool. This is some good stuff here. And it was interesting seeing the interplay between like Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe, because they're from the same universe, but they're in those movies, obviously they're not in the same movies, but they talk to each other like they knew each other for years. So it was like, wow, they're doing some decent writing here. Like they're not just throwing this shit together. They're putting some layers on this. Kudos to the 2 writers who wrote it. I forget their names. Then of course the other fear was, well, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to show up for like the last 20 minutes and that's it. Oh no. They show up. I clocked it. They show up about an hour 20-25 into the movie, roughly.
Oh, so they get about 45 minutes to an hour.
45 to 50 minutes to go.
Nice.
They get time to shine. They get time to interact all three each other, like in the lab together, because they go back to trying to fix the villains and stuff. Besides, they don't want to just kill them; they want to fix them. And you see a lot of things brought back, references. And Andrew Garfield's character is still bitter from the death of Gwen Stacy. They made Spider-Man 2, and Tobey Maguire's characters, he alludes to, we made it work, me and MJ. So it's like, okay, I wish I would have saw Kirsten Dunst. That's one of my main problems. You don't see her.
Oh, she wasn't in it?
No, I thought they would like go back to their worlds and you'd see them at back with their worlds for a couple of seconds, like 15 seconds, maybe an extended cut. I would love to see Sally Field, her Aunt May, and I'd love to see Kirsten Dunst. That was one of my main issues was that. But maybe in an extended cut, because you can tell they probably cut things out. But they get a chance to interact. Their chemistry between the 3 of those actors is better than you think it's going to be between them, because they basically have different personalities as Peter. Andrew Garfield's Peter is way different than Tobey's, different than Tom Holland's, because they're different versions, so to speak. And it's really funny. All the leaks were real, all of them. The 4D video of Andrew Garfield moving was directly shot in the movie, minus like the effects. I mean, it was it. So someone took that almost direct feed. Could have been someone at Sony or Marvel to get the word out. Like it was the direct. And then like the photo was direct. I was like, okay, that's the photo. The Charlie Cox, like there's Charlie Cox. Like, they were all real. None of them were fake. So maybe Marvel leaked, maybe Disney leaked because they wanted to make sure people knew these people were in the movie. Maybe. So yeah, it exceeded expectations. The fights were brutal. Willem Dafoe, when he goes back to the Green Goblin, he tricks him because it's the good versus the bad. He fucking powerbomb Spider-Man through like 3 stories of the building, like brutal hand-to-hand combat, like inside this like condo or apartment complex. And I'm like, This is like raw. Some of this,
right?
So the fight scenes were well done. Yeah, there's a lot of effects in CG for the finale because you have all the like 4 or 5 villains fighting each other, things like that. But no, I was like, this isn't perfect, but this is like, I tried to say, can I do an un-Spider-Man bias on this film? And I said, okay, for a Spider-Man fan, this is like a 10 out of 10. Non-Spider-Man fan, I think I settled on like an 8.5, maybe a 9. But I was trying to be like reasonable. Okay, take your Spider-Man bias out of it. This is one of the better MCU movies by far. Because thematically, it gets Spider-Man right. This is the Spider-Man closer to what I wanted. And it ends up at the end of the movie, they actually show him, he sews his own fucking costume at the end. And it looks like a traditional Romita-esque era, mid to late 60s Spider-Man costume. No fucking tech. So establishes this is Spider-Man. It took you 3 movies to get to Spider-Man. This is it. And I was like, okay, I didn't agree with them because 3 movies should not be a full origin, but whatever, they did it. And now this is like fully Spider-Man. And supposedly they're going to do like a college trilogy of films. They're going to do 3 more with him as like the college trilogy. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. I want Craven.
That'll be fun.
I want Craven.
It's perfect in any universe.
What's that, Ian?
UltimateNintendo.com.
That's right, Ian. You can have your multiverse of fun with guidebooks, RBI baseball stickers, which I sold in Sacramento the past weekend, which I'll get into. You got the enamel pins and more, and limited T-shirts as well. Ian's 2,000 miles away. You can still hear it.
3,000.
2,000 miles away. And and I'll be doing a holiday Twitch stream Wednesday, twitch.tv/Country Code. So I went to Sac Gamers Expo this last weekend. Thanks so much for having me out there. And there was a guy there, like early 20s. Just saw him from the eyes up. We all had masks on. He's like, "Hey, I'm the guy or kid who gave you the roll of RBI baseball stickers." And now, you know what? I recognize him in that moment. Like, I was like, "That's him." Probably, but he was like 14 when he did it, or 15. Now he's like 21, 22. And so I got the story wrong. In my head, he gave the role to me at one of the previous SoCal Retro Gaming Expos. He said he found it at a swap meet. I thought I got it at a swap meet from him. So in my head, the story got screwed up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I should have taken a picture with him. I brought some stickers. I should have taken a picture with him, but it was very nice to see him. He was selling there with a group of like 3 or 4 guys that were selling, games there. But I didn't buy anything there. There wasn't a lot for me to buy anymore. I've been to 5 conventions this year, and for actual game stuff, like games, not like plush or weird shit, or like the fucking Link costume, that doesn't count. For actual game stuff, I don't think I've spent even $100 this year.
Sure.
Games.
What is there you still need?
Not counting like, hardware or whatever I come across, but like, no, that's like people. There was one seller there where like it's almost like it wasn't clicking. I'm not trying to take a shot at him, but like he wasn't understanding. He's like, "So Pat, what are you buying these days?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not really buying much anymore. I have my few sets that I have, and I'm kind of slowing down." And it's almost like the words didn't get through. It was
sure.
like a second time. But you're still buying stuff, right? Like you're buying stuff and collecting. I was like, no, I'm really not buying anything anymore. I'm just not. It felt like almost like a shock to the person. I guess it's like that doesn't make any sense to stop collecting. But I guess to some people it doesn't make sense. I was like, no, I'm done. Like I'll still buy things here and there, but I'm done. I'm not hunting on eBay anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not going to the swap. I go to swap like once every 3 months at this point because there's nothing there anyway. And it's just it's amazing. I guess that until you get to that point, you can't imagine not buying stuff anymore and collecting.
Well, the Analog Pocket is, I finally have stuff that I'm looking for again now, Game Gear games, etc. But I'm not really looking for much of anything either. It's just, there's only so many Game Boy games you can buy.
And I got my Crix multi-carts on the way.
Sure.
So I got that on the way, and that'll be like most of the, it's funny. I was an idiot. And I bought both the Master System and the Genesis one. The Genesis one supports Master System games. I didn't realize.
Yep.
So I bought the Master System one. I'm like, oh, whatever. Now I got both. I guess I want to play on a Master System.
Got a full set.
I forgot the Genesis one supports the Sega CD games. I forgot that.
Some of them. Yeah. The newest one.
Yeah. So like I was, okay, I'm set. I got the Game Boy. I got them all. I did the 20% off sale. I was like, fuck it. I'll spend $500 and get the rest of them. I got them all. I just don't have the Lynx and Jaguar ones, which are available, I think, on Atari Age. You can get those. I don't have the Vectrex one either, but it's a Vectrex. I have the I have the multi-card metrics one though. I got that the Sean Kelly's famous one that has everything in the Homer. So that's pretty much that. So
yeah, don't need a whole lot more.
What else is going on, Ian?
I've been playing a lot of the Pocket. It's been my travel buddy. Not a whole lot else. I've been sitting around and chatting with my parents, drinking whiskey.
This is the first time seeing your parents in what, a couple of years?
2.5 years.
2.5. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And it was 3 years because of my gut issues and because of work and conventions and whatnot that I had to do. It was 3 years before that. And I get along great with my parents. I love my parents, get along wonderfully with my family. So it's been tough not seeing them as much as I'd like. I usually try to, there was a long time there where I was trying to get back at least for a little bit once a year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just been nice to sit around and chat. And I've had a ton of fun hanging out and playing with my niece and nephew. Because my niece is 9 now and my nephew is 5, and they're full on little people at this point.
Little people, they have
exactly. Lucy was kind of at that point when the last time I was home, but obviously even more so now. And Alejandro was too young to remember me the last time I was home, and him and I have just gotten along like nothing else. It's really kind of heartwarming. Within like an hour of me being here the first day, he like just jumped onto the couch and sat in my lap, and we've been buddies. And yeah, I love it. So that's cool. I got to see a bunch of my family members at the family Christmas party on the 19th, and I'm going out to play pinball with a bunch of them tomorrow and a couple of local friends. The only sad thing is we were supposed to go up to Toronto to have dinner with our friend Kelly. Every time Vonnie and I come back to Buffalo, we go up to Toronto, sometimes for a few days, sometimes for just one. This time it was just going to be one day just to have dinner. And the COVID stuff threw a huge wrench in the gears. The tests that they require now are far more expensive. You need the more expensive tests. And it was just like, it was going to be $500 to get us over the border.
The antibody, not the antigen. Is that why?
You can't do rapid antigens. You've got to do whatever. Yeah. The antibody test or whatever
more time,
it is.
But it's more precise, but it takes more.
Sure. And I get it. It was just, that wasn't the case 2 weeks ago when we made the reservations, and I knew it was a risk, and, gambled and lost on it. But other than that, it's been a great trip. Still got a few days to go. And yeah, I'm loving being home. No snow though.
No snow?
No snow.
It's like 60 degrees.
Nah, it's like 39 today. But when I landed here, it was, or the day before we got here, it was 65. It wasn't too bad when we landed here. Even Vonnie's doing okay. She's doing better than she expected with the cold. Well, the first time she came here, the first time I brought her here, and I think it was 2009, that was the first time she had ever like been in snow. I mean, it was, a true shock, but I think she's finally getting used to it.
Oh, yeah, Sacramento.
To a degree.
It was like 36 degrees when I arrived in Sacramento. So I was like, because Northern California is cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. So I was like, it was like not a shock. Like, I almost missed this cold air a little bit. Like if it's good.
I love it. I feel alive.
I breathed it, and I was like, I took off the mask outside the airport. I was like, okay, this is the brisk air. I do like this.
Yeah, it's refreshing. And I understand people who don't want to live in it or who don't love it. I get it. I don't love heat, but for me, that's it. Like that 39, 40 degree, 35 degree weather where like you feel that chill as you breathe in.
40 degrees.
I live for that.
40 degrees is it. Because at 40 degrees back in Jersey when I was there, I used to tell people I didn't wear a jacket unless it hit freezing.
Oh yeah, I don't. I've been walking around in a hoodie all the whole trip.
No, I would literally just have a long sleeve shirt. When I went out, it was like 42 degrees, 43. I would just wear a long sleeve shirt. I was fine.
Yeah.
You adjust to it. You adjust.
Yeah.
Plus I had probably a little more blubber. So it kept me warm. Northeast blubber. No, Grant, I'm glad you're having fun. I'll be doing my Feast of the Seven Fish with Christmas Eve meal with Frank, around which my entire life revolves. That around at night.
I like living vicariously through your Feast of the Seven Fish.
Oh, you get some of the fringe benefits. You get some of the strufoli every year.
I do get some of the strufoli.
If you're nice to Pat, give you some strufoli.
Nice.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it is delicious.
It's fantastic. Oh, by the way, a new flea market. new Flea Market Madness is out, which is a holiday one because I filmed it December 2015, volume 43. Check it out there. It's sort of lined up that way. You know, the end of the year, 6 years ago. Jesus, can I go back to there? Just like can we live in 2015?
I don't want to live in.
No, you don't want to live anytime. You don't want to live in the 80s.
No, it's true. I don't want to live anytime. It's a hassle at all. It's a hassle every era.
I want to live in the time of the Astro City Mini 5.
Oh, the Astro City Mini 5 looks fucking great, and it's too expensive.
I had no idea they did 5 of these.
There's lots of Astro Cities.
Okay,
I think it looks awesome. So this is great. It's shooter focused, and 2 of the games. I can't remember exactly which ones. Let's see if I can suss that out. 2 of the games have never been ported before to home ports. They've only been the arcade titles. But a lot of this is shooters. We've got like classics like Armed Police Bat Rider. We've got Batsugun, Dogyun, Truxton 2. The first Tatsujin, which is Truxton, Samurai Aces, Raiden, Mooncresta, Gunbird, Grindstormer, Fire Shark, which I love. This is like
they give you Wrestle War.
Yeah, they give you Wrestle War.
Zaxxon. They give you the old Zaxxon.
Yeah, Outzone and Dogyun are the first times they've ever been ported.
Wow.
I like a lot of these mini cabinets and was tempted by the Taito Egret too. But it was really expensive. This though, like
they put a 13-minute video showing you all the games, which is nice.
And a lot of these are like obviously easy to licensed ones, like Samurai Aces,
Action Fighter,
like Strikers 1945, Samurai Aces, Aero Fighters. Those have all been like ported a billion times, but some of these are really impressive like ports. So I would love this. This looks very cool.
Is this sort of thing though at some point you can just hack it and put all the other ones from the other ones on here? Probably.
I don't know that this has a rotatable screen though. The Egret did, which is one of the big things. You could change like the screen. Obviously, I think that you could probably look into these and hack them, but we are getting to the point like it was with the Zelda Game & Watch, is that some of these games are so small that there are really cheap memory amounts that they can put in them, which makes it almost pointless to hack. Like there's no point in hacking the Game & Watch. There's probably a point to hacking these, but I don't know if anyone's going out of their way to do it. You know, I mean, if there's no SD card, if it can't hold, everything, I think people are probably just leaving them the way they are.
Looks like most of these games are vertical anyway. They're all one.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it. I'm not certain. Wrestle War would be
let's see,
traditional.
No, it's vertical. At least on this. Yeah, it's vertical.
Wrestle War?
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer.
Yeah, no, those are all verticals. So
God, I love Wrestle War. I'm so mad I never got a port to North America. It came out in the Mega Drive in Japan with freaking Hulk Hogan on the cover. They don't care about that stuff.
Right.
They don't care about what's copyright and using people's appearances. You don't own your face, Hogan. We own you. We'll throw in every Fire Pro game ever established. So all right, what's this going to cost?
About $200.
What did the other ones cost about that?
I think the Egret was like $140, but then if you wanted like the Arkanoid spinner with the expansion ROMs and stuff, that was like another $100 or something.
That's right.
Actually, it might have been even more than that, because I remember that full thing. Everyone was like if you bought all the expansions for the Egret Mini, I think you ended up at like $400.
Yeah, it was nice, but it was because you had the extra paddle controller. That's right.
These are super nice, but they are spendy. This is like the first one, like I said, that I think makes me almost consider dropping the cash on it, but I'll probably pass.
Okay. Well, it's one of those things where I guess if you got one of the other ones, you want the different lineups. You're gonna, what do you put them up on a table? You have all 4 or 5 of them there.
I mean, it is cool to see these. I mean, they're iconic cabinets. So yeah, it is neat to have them as like a little collectible piece too, I suppose.
Has there really been 5, or they just called it the 5?
No. The other ones weren't Astrocades. They were different. So, no, there was an Astrocade.
There was an Astro.
Yeah, there was there was an Astro City. Oh yeah, there was that one. Sega did one with the because it had like Virtua Fighter and shit on it.
Yeah, I
don't think there's been 5 of them. I think that's just the model of the cabinet.
Okay. So this is like the second one. Yeah, they came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
The Astro City Mini. Yeah, it had. You're right. It had the Sega stuff on it. It looks like. Had Fantasy Zone, Golden Axe. Yeah, we covered this. So this is the second one they've done, but this is now
the model is the Astro City 5. I think
But between that, the two Astro City Minis, the Taito one, there's the SNK Neo Geo one. Are we missing one? Is there another? Is there a fifth one?
There's the Taito Egret, the SNK Mini, and yes, I do think there's one we're missing somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
There's like 4 or 5 of them. Okay, that's interesting. Imagine they put out a Nintendo Play Choice one. Oh boy,
with time limits and everything.
Oh no, that would be actually fucking. Oh boy, Nintendo, I just gave you a product for next Christmas. I'm so, that would sell ridiculously. A Play Choice 10 Mini. Wow, how come I didn't think of that before?
No, that would sell very well.
That it'd be a kiosk thing. You could put 10 games in it. Some third party, they have most of the first party ones. Oh, that would sell. You sell that for $250. Everyone buy that. Yeah, and then you can link up 2 of them. Ooh, that would be sweet.
That would be cool.
Get the red versus cab.
Oh yeah, do a tank
cab. Yeah. NFTs, Ian.
Fuck them.
Kickstarter might start to use NFTs.
Fuck NFTs.
Just kicked up more the past month than what I've been getting. I should out some of them. I'm getting emails now every week to do NFTs from random people from all over, from different parts of the world. Some are like condescending to an NFT is this, and I'm like, all right. And they we can do an NFT for you. And I'm like, okay, great. It seems like we're reaching some sort of like zenith point of NFTs really quickly, starting from the spring when everyone discovered what they were to only like 8-9 months later. It's like, okay, everyone's trying to do them, but now we're getting fucked. Now it's a war against it.
Well, I think this is kind of like, I think what kind of happened is, these haven't been around forever. Earlier this year. And I think the way, the corporate world works, I think a lot of people had ideas then and they fleshed them out and now they're presenting what they discussed, completely ignoring the backlash against them that's occurred over the past, 5 months or so. This Kickstarter one is particularly egregious because even though they said that it was going to help creators, everyone was like, bullshit, it's not going to help creators. Then they came back and they said, we're doing this because it's going to help creators. And then they released an FAQ that they were like, answers all your questions. And the FAQ is just more vague buzzwords and fluffy bullshit. Nothing that it's going to do is going to make any difference to anyone who's ever had a project on Kickstarter. It's just not.
What is it? Give me a coin that I can trade in for money? What is it going to do?
I don't know. Everything is still going to act in cash. It's literally they're just. I saw this online. This is not an original thought, but it was funny. And I'm like, how there's all these fucking coins. So this is running on the what is the network? CeeLo. Someone's like, one of these guys who runs Kickstarter probably got fucking suckered into buying a fucking shitload of this coin and now wants to make it into something. So they're just going to go ahead and torpedo their entire business by trying to force it onto the blockchain.
That's the thing, I guess. It's like, well, maybe you can, like the creators be able to transfer it to this coin. Then if the coin goes up, you can make more money, but the coin can go down in value because it's like, what the fuck do you do with these crypto?
Like I said, they keep saying everything's going to keep going in cash. It's just they're going to run it on this blockchain, which is a way for people who have a lot of this coin to make this coin worthwhile. I swear someone at Kickstarter's got to be sitting on a pile of this and they're like, well, I got to make this a good business decision instead of a bad one.
The whole thing with the NFTs and the crypto, the whole thing is pump and dump. That's it. It's just, can I find a bigger idiot will spend more on it than what I bought it for? That's it. I'm not being too simplistic. That's what this stuff is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yep.
That's it. There's no use to this stuff. So when we commented on the Ubisoft thing, get into it, we of course had like some people say, you don't understand it. You don't understand. And one of these assholes gets in the comment and said, you want to get on it now because in the future it might be too late. And it's just like, okay, when you say that, then what is this? What is this then? A pyramid scheme? You got to get it early or else it has no value. So then you're telling me what it is. You're trying to fleece everyone after you. That's what this all is. It's just a money-making scheme. That's all it is.
Yes.
That's it. Don't even try to pretend it's not that. You're just a slime ball who wants to sucker the people behind you to get into it. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been.
Yes.
And now we're finally having more and more people come out against it, like our pal, chillest dude ever. I love him. One of my favorite people, Alex Bassiani. Good old Alex. It was just the timing, because I think there was an artist or there was some asshole saying, "Oh, NFTs show your it shows your status digitally." I think a lot of people respond to that asshole. It's like, you're just a fucking loser if you need a fucking digital status of NFT or whatever. Alex said, "Don't buy NFTs, you stupid idiots. You stupid idiots." And Alex doesn't usually talk like that, which shows you how upset he is about NFTs. Digital status, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't even prove your own identity on here, much less whether you own some stolen Hellboy art.
Yeah.
Then he says, "Find me a creative who loves and supports NFTs, who has nothing to directly gain from them." Then he says, finally, "NFT owner, these things are the future. And if you get in now, right, you'll end up rich. You always get in now. Literally anyone without fuck you money who's interested in NFTs. Okay, nice. I'll use my savings on this pirated pic of Scarlet Witch." NFT owner, "Okay, but if you end up broke, that's on you."
Yeah, and there's a good reply here too. That's just like, you could financially support artists by commissioning them. Yeah. It's not like this is the magic. It's not like there's been no way to give artists money online.
Yes,
and that's what they're acting like. This is the first way for a digital artist to get paid. I don't know. I commission art pretty frequently,
but there's no FOMO and easy.
Right, there's no FOMO. There's you can't get rich on it that way.
Sure. No, that's what it is. You don't give a shit.
It was actually about owning art and paying artists. It would just be commissions. And
then I saw a thread about how some artists have sold their souls on this.
Oh yeah, I talked about it last week, unfortunately.
But the means of that they're doing it, they're basically doing the same thing we've seen with fucking graded games or any other collectible, where it's like, well, how do you show your stuff is worth money? You use another account to buy your own shit. It's like, oh, and then you announce it. Oh, I just sold an NFT for, I think I saw the example, like for $12,000. Yeah, you create an account and sold it for $12,000. And some idiot then buys it for like $14,000 based upon the artificial inflation that you gave it by buying yourself. So it's like, this is bizarro land. And if the 95% of us who are reasonable have to shout this stuff down constantly and call the other 5% grifting idiots, then we're going to continue to do it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Because
this is the most transparent scheme I have ever seen. Like
I've never seen companies go forward so pig-headedly in the face of near universal backlash.
And the fact that people have to bend over backwards to say it's not a scheme, that are invested. Like, if I want to hear someone that has no investment in any of this shit in these NFTs, give me the reason why it's great.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. And that should be a major red flag. I can find no one who's not invested in these who talks positively about them. It's only people who suddenly have something to lose or gain.
At the SAC Gamers Expo, I sat down. Jay was next to me at the table. Jay from the Game Chasers. He hasn't been keeping up with any of this. I sat down and I explained the NFT to him and and I saw his mind move. And I said, "Okay, Jay, you're buying something online, but you're not buying the item. You're buying a receipt for an item that you don't own. And then you hope that the receipt that you bought for that goes up in value for that item. And that's how it works. You buy and sell the receipt. You don't own the rights to the NFT.
Right.
You have a receipt for an item you don't own." And the look on his face was like, he just said, "Well, that's fucking stupid." I was like, yes, it is. But this is an ecosystem now. He understood it was fucking stupid immediately. Like, most people with common sense realize that it's fucking stupid. You're passing digital receipts back and forth to shit you don't own. You don't own it. You don't own it.
Dumb.
You own a facsimile of something that someone else owns. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's fun stuff.
Good stuff.
Fun stuff. I'm sure we'll get the comments again. You don't get it. You're gonna be out. You're gonna be left out. My bank account's gonna grow 8,000%. And it's like, that's fine, dude. You do you. You don't care about people. You want to scheme and grift off people. That says a lot more. Yeah, you get your fucking NFT money. Good for you. Good for you. The best.
Even if I'm not impressed. Like, you are a shallow, awful person.
Yeah. And the best thing I got about status, when people are like, "Whoa, it's the same thing with like Lamborghinis." Like, you can drive a Lamborghini.
Right.
And then the final best comment I saw said, "No one's getting laid based upon their NFT."
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You want to come to my computer and see the NFTs I own? You want to come back to my apartment? I'll show you my NFTs. No one fucking cares.